Hey everyone, S-Dub Nation here, and welcome back to a brand new DC ranking here on the channel. I like to stop and take the time to rank all of the direct-to-video Lego DC Comics superhero movies ranked from the worst to the best. Please note that everything that I will say in this video is just my very own opinion. My list is certainly not the right list, it is just my list. And you're free to comment down below your ranking of all of the Lego DC Comics superhero direct-to-DVD movies ranked from the worst to the best, just like me, or you could just do your favorite. Also, please note that I do have a Twitter. You guys can check that out right now on the screen. And also, please note that these are kids' movies. Like, these are not targeted for adults. They are targeted for kids. But since I grew up with most of these movies, I have a soft spot for them, so I wanted to rank them. And also, this is the beginning of our DC week. Tomorrow, I will be ranking the DCAU films from Flashpoint to Justice League Apocalypse War. And then after that, we'll be ranking the Batman movies. And then on Wednesday, I will be ranking the Superman movie. So then on Thursday, we'll have the Snyder Cut review. And Friday, we'll have the Snyderverse ranking. But like, comment, and subscribe, guys. And without further ado, let's just get right into our ranking. Kicking off my list at number 10 has got to go to Batman Be-Leaguered. This is at the bottom, not because it's not enjoyable, but because it's just a 22-minute prologue to the rest of these films. Batman feels like Batman, the stoic guy that doesn't really want to trust Superman or anybody else on the Justice League. And the crossovers are pretty fun, Batman with Batman and Aquaman, or Batman and Flash, or Batman and Wonder Woman and Cyborg. Batmite is not really the best villain, but there is just a feeling inside of this special is that it feels too short. And keep in mind, I just said the word special, so that should explain everything. Coming in at number 9 for me has got to go to Justice League versus Bizzarro League. The Bizzarro League is cute, but dumb and annoying, respectively. But showing Superman in this new light is a mixed bag for me. About him taking Bizzarro to a new planet and kind of make the people think that they're not actually twins or related, which they are not. But at the same time, they kind of are, because that is basically his clone. So seeing Superman in this new light, I don't know if it was classic for him. Like, I don't know if they did that inside of the comics or they just made him like this for this film. But it does kind of seem a little bit odd for Superman to do something like that. I wish the defeat of Darkseid was actually in a better film, and the rest of the league is just there to react to the Bizzarro League stupidity. But I do still like Suspicious Batman of Superman. It feels like a nice continuation of his character from Batman Be-Leaguered, and I think that's one of the best parts about this movie, seeing just Batman not really trust Superman and then come around on him in the later half of the film. Coming in at number 8 for me has got to go to Aquaman Rage of Atlantis. I love Aquaman's naiveness and innocence inside of this film. Just the way he lights up when he sees Mera make hard water fish inside of the water. It was like, he's just a kid still. Even though he's the king of the seas, he's still kind of like a kid. And the best part about this film is that at the end, the League sees Arthur in a new light as not the joke character anymore. Because that's what it felt like they were going for inside of the beginning of the film. It felt like they were trying to make Aquaman, this joke character, he can't fight on land. But in the end, he proves his worth. And I think that's what makes Aquaman such a good character. That's why I love his movie so much, because they actually portray that, hey, Aquaman is cool both on land and in sea. It's also good to see a new environment like Atlantis. We've always been in Metropolis and a little bit in Gotham, but it's just so cool seeing Atlantis for the first time. And I really love the way that it's animated. But going into this movie, I guess I didn't realize that people didn't notice, but Atrocitus as an Aquaman villain, Atrocitus, a Green Lantern underwater, does not work. At least in this. Coming in at number 7 for me has got to go to Batman Family Matters. I love the Bat Family. Like, I don't know what it is that I love about the Bat Family. It's just so cool seeing all of these Batman-based characters as a family. So obviously, when this film was marketed as the Bat Family movie in the Lego series, I was immediately down. But that was the only thing that I really liked about this film. Batman learning to be more selfless and helping out his city as Bruce Wayne, but also as Batman, is fine. I give it that. But the Two-Face villain and Jason's motives to leave the Batcave, and let's not forget Batman doing more comedy than he does in all of these movies, this was just kind of like a letdown to me. It's not one of the most rewatchable ones, and it's definitely one of the most forgettable. I love being in Gotham City for the rest of the film, but other than the Bat Family stuff and the Bat Family interacting with each other, I was disappointed. Coming in at number 6 for me has got to go to The Flash. I try so hard to understand this movie, and even now, I still kind of don't get it. When the movie came out, I saw it, and I just completely forgot about it. I didn't really understand what was going on, and it just felt too long. This pacing is so uneven, and as well as the entire film. But what brings it up higher than the others is the introduction of the Speed Force and Reverse Flash, as Reverse Flash is one of my favorite all-time DC villains, probably number 2, and he is my favorite Arrowverse villain. But other than the cool Flash stuff, I'm not rewatching this. I actually had a better time watching Rage of Atlantis than I did watching The Flash. And that's kind of not a good thing. But I mean, at least we get more characters like Zatanna and Dr. Fate. But then again, those scenes felt like the more uneven parts to me. Real quick, before I get into my top 5 list, I'd like to take the time to say that if you are a big fan of DC, which you probably are, that's why you're watching this video. Click that playlist up above for everything DC related that I have on my channel. Also, if you are a big fan of Superman and Lois, Flash, Black Lightning, Batwoman, you can check out my Twitter right now. And I have small reviews of those shows, respectively, on my Twitter. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Without further ado, let's get right into my top 5. Kicking off my top 5 list has got to go to Justice League Gotham City Breakout. It's nice to see Gotham for a change and to see the Bat family minus Jason and Kate, but I understand why Jason wasn't there. But Kate, that is pretty aggravating, but I will let it slide because I love the Gotham stuff, and just hearing the voices of the OG Teen Titans for the first times as these Lego counterparts of their characters was pretty fun. But the Batman stuff with Deathstroke and Nightwing and Batgirl and, yeah, his old mentor was not interesting to me. And I just found it kind of bland. The underdweller people that was being controlled by Deathstroke, to me, that stuff was pretty bland. I really didn't like that. But Superman and the rest of the Justice League learning from Robin and how to navigate Gotham and take down the criminals, and how the criminals just take over Gotham while Superman is there, it's not actually as bad as you might think. It was actually pretty fun and enjoyable, and it had a nice little payoff at the end. Coming in at number 4 for me has got to go to Shazam, Magic, and Monsters. This is the best animated out of all of the films, and it's just because it's so bright and colorful, and I really like the animation style. It's very shiny, the minifigures themselves. Instead of the movie, which, keep in mind, I do love the film, like it's my favorite DCEU film, but instead of the way they did the character inside of the movie, they actually portray Billy as an actual kind and pure person, just wanting to do the right thing, and that's what made him so worthy. And even in his adult form, he is still a good person and gushes over the fact that the Justice League is even talking to him. Shazam is a great character, and believe it or not, this is the version out of all of the iterations, even the DCAU, the video games, the comics, even the movie. This is probably my favorite version of the character. When the Justice League got turned into kids, that wasn't as good as the Shazam stuff, but I still liked it, and Black Adam was a cool addition. Kicking off my top 3 list has got to go to Justice League, Attack of the Legion of Doom. I love the New 52 references. I mean, throughout this entire film, all we have is New 52 references. And the whole plan from the Legion of Doom to frame the Justice League using Martian Manhunter to get them banished and, like, to leave the entire Earth, like, just without protectors, I thought that was actually a pretty cool plan. This is one of the most rewatchable ones for me because I remember seeing the teasers and trailers for it and then being excited to see it. And I just think that it's just so fun and lighthearted, and the characters bounce off of each other well here. Martian Manhunter coming in was pretty cool, and the New 52 suits are all great. That's one of my main draws to this, just seeing the shiny new 52 suits. So I thought all of that was pretty great. But them being so quick to kind of jump on Cyborg every time he does something bad or like not believe him is kind of weird. I know he's a rookie, but Cyborg has been in the Justice League for a long time now, especially with these films. You can tell he's not just some guy that you guys picked up off the streets and said, hey, you want to be a part of the Justice League. He actually has a part to play here. So that was kind of weird how they would always just bash him for everything that he would do. But I do like the payoff that they did with Cyborg at the end, but I do wish that the Legion of Doom was actually a little bit stronger. My runner-up at number 2 has got to go to Justice League Cosmic Clash. Now, originally, this was going to be at my number 3 because I love Attack of the Legion of Doom so much. I wanted to put it at number 2. But then something stood out to me during my last rewatch of this film. So up to this point, the Batman character inside of all of these Lego films have been shown as a character that does not really trust his team, that doesn't want to work well with others, and his team rarely trusts him. His team is like, hey, we're all friends here, you know, we can just hang out, be cool, and be a team. Batman doesn't really see it that way. But throughout this entire film, seeing Batman recover his teammates throughout all of these different timelines, while also expressing what he loves about each of them and what he knows about them, all of it is more than just a time-traveling rescue mission. It's a natural progression of development for this character that we've grown to know and love. From the first Lego film, Lego Batman, the movie, DC Superheroes Unite. This film is a natural progression of his character when he finally plays hide and seek with his teammates at the end of the film. I also do like Brainiac as a villain. He is a little bit too jokey, but I mean, I'm fine with it. He's a collector. And I love bringing in Supergirl to play. Like, I just love the Supergirl character. So naturally, I love seeing Supergirl and Cyborg play together. But coming in my number one has got to go to the first Lego movie in DC Comics, and that is Lego Batman the movie, DC Superheroes Unite. I mean, I grew up on this film. I remember my dad taking me to Target and getting this film, and I love it. I mean, it's based off of the video game Lego Batman 2, which I do think that is the best out of all of the Lego Batman games. I know a lot of people might say the first one, but I think the second one is actually the best one. I mean, it's just so cool and so satisfying seeing the League together for the first time. I mean, this was honestly my first introduction to Cyborg being in the Justice League. This was my first introduction to basically Teen Titans, because there was like a special feature on there where you could see 2 Teen Titans episodes. So this was actually my first introduction to a lot of the DC universe, and it all started with Lego Batman the movie. And I think that the voice acting, the animation style, everything, the way the camera works, it makes it feel like it's an actual Batman movie. The way the lighting is, it feels like Batman. And then once Superman comes into the picture, it feels a little bit like Superman, a little bit more sun instead of rain. I like those type of contrasts inside of this film. The Superman and Batman interactions are great. I do love those. And the whole entire movie, it just feels big scale with these two great villains, Lex Luthor and Joker, working together. I loved all of that. It's fun, it's funny, it's classic Batman, the one that doesn't want to work with anybody, which makes his character a whole lot better inside of Cosmic Clash. It has some wit, it has fun Lego situations. I know a lot of people don't really like these type of movies because it feels like an ad for the toys, but when I was a kid, they definitely did their job, because I wanted the DC heroes from this film. I never really got those, but I just gotta say, Lego Batman the movie, I cherish it to this day as it being the first introduction to the DC universe for me, and I just have so much nostalgia for it. I wish I could actually show you guys my DVD of it, because I own the DVD, obviously, like I said before, but it's actually with a family member. She needed to use it for her classes, so I don't have it here. I wish I did, but this is why Lego Batman the movie has to come in at number 1. Alright guys, that was it for my ranking. Please know that everything that I did say in this video was just my very own opinion. My list was certainly not the right list, it was just my list. And you're free to comment down below your ranking of all of the Lego DC Comics superheroes direct-to-DVD movies, ranked from the worst to the best, just like me, or you could just do your favorite. Please know that I do have a Twitter that's going to pop up on your screen right now. Also, please know that this is the first day of DC Week. Tomorrow, DCAU. Tuesday, Batman movies, and Wednesday, Superman movies for the Snyder Cut on Thursday. We're almost there, guys. But like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Peace.